Oh, Goober has caught a mouse. Get it, Goober. Goober's just caught a mouse. That's what that noise was. If you heard that wreckage noise, that was Goober. He's chasing a mouse. He catches mice. It's where we live in the middle of the country. We get mice and shit, and my cat's just like on it. Hello, hi guys. How is everybody? Tommy Wommy, no. Tommy Wommy Womicus. Why are you chewing on my earbuds? Yes, early stream. Tommy Wommy Womicus, no. Go help your brother catch a mouse. Let's work on some comic dialogue today. Some script and stuff. Let's see, where was I at? I need to share this to the Discord so people know. I understand that, Stella. Oh wait, can I post my server? I've just boosted my server. I boosted again. Alright. I boosted my server twice. So cool. Homer let the garlic down. Bing, 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 bing. Why am I seeing Gordon Ramsay in a maid costume? I kind of want to save that. We're downloading that. I gotta find something to put in the background. I feel like this would be funny. Awesome rumbling. My feed is really interesting. Wait, I need that. Save. I'm gonna keep that on there. I kind of like that. That's giving me inspiration. How long do you stream for? Normally, like 2 hours. Because it's my day off, so I stream earlier on my days off because I'm not at work until 1 in the morning. Let's see. I believe we're on this one. How it's gooting? It's gooting good. Long and good night. I do have graphite refills in here somewhere. They're right here. Thank you, Lily. just like 2. A little goes a long way, y'all. But I guess not. Hi, your videos are disturbing. Okay, thank you, I guess. Your face is disturbing, but, you know, we all have our own opinions, I guess. I subscribed, thank you. La la, la la, la. May I ask how my videos are disturbing? I guess people don't like dark fantasy stuff. I mean, not everybody's gonna like the same thing, though, so it's okay. Five and 5. Yes, now it's 10 and 6. Why isn't this famous? Your dog is so good. Just hasn't got there yet, I guess, I suppose. I don't know. Probably because I wasn't consistent enough. And I'm really a small creator. That's probably why I'm not famous. If I was famous, I wouldn't have to fucking work a 9-to-5 job. I probably still would, though. You will just have to read it to find out if you want to know what it's about. A lot of people ask me what it's about. See, YouTube really likes me, though, I feel like, because I feel like I grow progressively well for what I have. Yeah, I have that on there to keep me inspiration towards the romance between these two. Hi, Brie. My favorite song, probably... I really like Misery by Pupsies right now. Oh my goodness. Probably one day. Once it's finished. It's not finished yet. Hopefully I'm not going down too much editing towards these ones, because I'm just going to have to tweak some dialogue and some side profiles. I actually did know that random guy. You're being bullied at school, bully them back. Hello. I mean, I'm not wrong, am I? And if the teacher says something, be like, well, you didn't do anything about them bullying me, so I don't know what you want. Because when people bullied me, I just threw chairs at them, and then they just didn't bother me anymore, but that's just me. I had a lot of issues in school. Don't actually throw chairs at people. Return to sender, yeah. Punch the bullies. Throw inanimate objects at people that bully you. They most likely will not do it again. There was one girl that bullied. I chased her all the way down the fucking track. I was crazy as fuck in middle school. A lot of people didn't bother me when I got into high school. I didn't really talk to anybody when I got into high school, though. It's very, very rewarding to bully the bullies back, to be honest. It's really nice. It's a nice feeling. That was not me, because I threw drumsticks, not pencils. I threw drumsticks, chairs, and I whacked some girl upside the head with my lunchbox because she pulled my hair. I had a little bit of anger issues. Not so much anymore. I just, fucking wham fama fluey dooey. Oh my god, that's so real, lol. Yes, it is. That is real, lol. By the way, I have a cat. Me too. I have 2 cats. I have Gooby Booby Boobington and Tommy Wommy Womicus. They're very sweet babies. But you could just call them Goober and Tommy. That's what I call them. Well, I don't. I call them Gooby Booby Boobington, the Booby Gooby Dooby Doo Da Day, and then I call Tommy Wommy Womicus, the Womington Stair Lord Overlord. That's what I call my cats, but that's their full names, I think. You got to see your kittens. That's amazing. I'm keeping some of this dialogue. What's your doodle strudel? The fuck you call me? I did not. I'm not strudling, no doodling. I'm not even doodling. I am making a thing. No, just Tommy. Theater, I just verbally attack people if he's very effective because they use big words and it's like a stun swing. Yeah, when people use big words on me, I'm like, what does that even mean? I need to learn some big words. Hi, Maya. Gooby Booby Boobington the first. Do a kickflip. Goober does one. There. Don't you be doodlers making comic book? No, I'm not a doodler. I'm a sketcher. Like the shoe. What the hell was even that? Tommy Wommy Womicus, Tommy Wommy Womicus, Tommy Wommy Womicus, Tommy Wommy the Womicus. Singing to my cat. You making them comic books, though? Yes, I do mean making them comic books, though. Was that furry nugget? That was Gooby Booby Boobington. Gooby Booby Booby Doody Dooda Day. That was Gooby Booby Dooby Dooda Day. Gooby Booby Booby Dooda Day. Come here. Gooby Booby Boobington Dooda Day. Ding dong. Don't bite me. Constructive criticism. I don't know if I'm good at constructive criticism, but we will see how that goes. Hold on. Can we like... Is it Youngling 12? That's yours. Constructive criticism on this specifically. I'll give you quite a lot of constructive criticism. I feel like there's a lot of proportion work that needs done. Look up guidelines and where things probably go to proportion things well. The what you were going for, it looks really well, especially as I can like I'm assuming like you're still like pretty young in like beginning art. I feel like it looks pretty well for like, I'm assuming you're kind of new to drawing faces and stuff. Look up like the block method with anatomy. Look up some like anatomy references to try and get better with like facial structure and fingers, because the two fingers holding the actual cigar are pretty well, but it's the other two off to the side that is kind of like curved. And you can look at your own hands for reference. You can see kind of that's just, it kind of looks like their fingers broken. And I don't mean that in a bad way. This is me trying to give constructive criticism in like a really nice way. I've never given constructive criticism before, so bear with me. Yeah. Oh, for starting 2 years ago, that's amazing. I would also suggest getting a blending tool. But go on Pinterest and look up anatomy references for face and hands. Some of my favorite to use here. Let me actually go to my Pinterest. Go to drawing stuff. I've got quite a lot of... Got a lot of references. We're wanting hands. This is my own Pinterest board. This is. Where is that one? That's probably going to be farther down here because I have a lot of posing. Why is this staring in here? That's not meant to be in there. Okay. I'll find one to try and give you a good... Here, this one. For instance, you see how they're using, like, squares for this, if you can see. Oh, well then you did really good making the fingers look broken, but if you see on your own hand, circles and where, like, it'll be easier to get finger positioning and stuff. That's the best thing I can tell you, because hands are probably, like, one of the hardest things I've learned to draw. This Pinterest board I've had since I was 15. So this is like got a lot of... Actually, I've had this Pinterest since I was 13. My bad. This is like a 10 years of like saving pins and stuff. Some of them probably ain't even in here anymore because I get emails every day of, your pin was removed due to guideline shit. Look, there's stuff for drawing lips and shit in here too. And eyes and stuff. And hair. See, then if it's meant to look like that, then good job, because that actually, fair play to that. I would say work on, I would say proportions really are like a big thing I would work on with facial structure, because once you get proportions right, faces get so much easier to draw. I could tell you that. I'm hoping my constructive criticism was helpful. And not, like, mean. Because I don't want to ever seem mean at all. Do you make horror-themed art with, like, monsters and stuff? I do more so, like, fantasy, like, art. So, like, D&D kind of books and stuff. I do like gore, which is, like, I like drawing gore. I don't like watching gore, but I like drawing it. So, for instance, like, when we get to backstories, where's the backstory on this? Right. Oh, it's on the back of the page I'm holding. This one, where, like, his father was killed and stuff. I like doing that. I don't think I'll tweak that page too much, actually. Awesome, young one. You're welcome. Uh-huh. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. We are gay! You're gay. Did you know that? Did you know that you were gay? I need to fix his hand here. What is this? What is happening here? Werewolves, basics, what do I know? I know they've got, like, probably more of humanoid anatomy and then wolf-like structural faces. With, obviously, like, the same, like, hind legs as wolves and stuff. So it's, like, a mix between, like, the leg anatomy from wolves and facial anatomy mixed with, like, human structural anatomy. I know that they're, like, often, like, bloodlust creatures, I believe, going after people in, like, what is it, transformation under, like, certain moons and stuff, or if it's, like, a triggered ability that can be used, unless it's just full-blown werewolves by itself, and not, like, the ability to turn into one, just full-blown werewolves, like the monsters. Diet Coke or Coke Zero? Diet Dr. Pepper. I will be back. Keep singing. Blood's fun to draw. Hi, invisible. I almost didn't see you. You were invisible. Get it? Ha, 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 ha. Oh, Diet Dr. Pepper! Yes! Diet Dr. Pepper. Cherry Diet Dr. Pepper, to be specific. Very, very yummy, yummy, scrummily, dumbly, yumptious. Would definitely recommend. I'm not a big Coca-Cola drinker. I don't really drink many sodas with caffeine in it. Dr. Pepper is probably, like, the only one. Or the Red Mountain Dew. But that's really high in sugar, and if you're wanting a diet option, go with Diet Dr. Pepper, because I don't know if they have Diet Mountain Dew. I don't really drink Mountain Dew that much. See, that's what I thought, but I know there's so many different lore aspects of werewolves and people change it up that there's quite a different... Like, because for instance, Skyrim's lore of werewolves, it's a transformation under whenever you want. But other werewolves from other things, it's full moon, bloodlust goes straight after their heart and eat them kind of thing. Pepsi or Coke? Please don't start a war over this. Probably Coca-Cola. Because Pepsi kind of, like, burns my throat. I did know that, random guy. Random guy's got some werewolf facts over here. I like it, bro. We like this. Let's give me some fantasy facts and stuff. I actually am very intrigued by this stuff. I've always been a Coca-Cola person. See, I don't even like either one, to be honest. Like I said, I don't really drink a lot of soda. You can ask anybody that knows me. I know it has to be silver, right? Silver is what, silver bullets are what can penetrate them and kill them. Kind of like with, vampires and steaks. How does Coke Zero taste? I've never had it like shit. Actually, shit probably tastes better than Coke Zero. Gooby Booby Boobington. Are you getting sleepy? I get to get you Halloween costume soon. I'm gonna dress you up like a pumpkin. I might dress you up like a little dragon. I might dress you guys up like a dragon. Tommy can be a spider and you can be a... I don't know. You can be a moth. You got moth textured fur colors. Zoom in, please. Oh, I forgot. I can actually just, like... You guys see better that way. Because if you guys can't see what I'm doing, then, you know, obviously, kind of sucks a bit. Oh, that's interesting, random guy. I didn't know that. See, this is intriguing. Do you know much about, like, shoot, what I was gonna say, do you know much about, like, lore, since we're talking about, like, mythical creatures and stuff, do you know much about lore of, like, wee folk and, like, fairies and shit? That is completely opposite from werewolf, but those can be, like, they can be pretty disturbing when you get into the lore of those as well. Okay, this would be held like that, so we're thinking thumb. So that would actually be underneath. From a side view, you wouldn't even see. Okay. I'm using my own hand as a reference if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, so I can figure out how I'm drawing this hand, because I got to redraw some hands and stuff as well. La 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 la. To drive, so I'll be back. Be careful because I think it's supposed to rain again. I feel like, why do hands have to be so hard to draw? Especially on smaller scales. I need to practice drawing hands as well. We have pale skin, pointed ears, elongated claws, like fingers, extended arched knuckles, and sharp curved nose. Yeah, see, they have really, vampires kind of would, I don't know. What do you guys think is scarier, a vampire or a werewolf? I feel like that's a good question. Go to just YouTube. What is actually happening? YouTube Studio. Give me just a moment, guys. I'm looking. I really need a desktop for some stuff that I want to do with my YouTube. I don't want to go to actual YouTube Studio on here. I want to go on it on desktop site because can you just let me open this plugin? If I just go to my okay, let's move you over here for a second so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Dismiss. Let's go to content. Let's go to live. Live currently. Can I click on this? Okay, well, we've got that. Hold on a second. I need to make this. I did know that, yeah. Discard changes. I don't actually want to edit it at all. Just like... Okay, see, okay, if I do this instead, I can actually look at everything the way I need it to. Cashews? I haven't even heard of that, actually. Okay, my quality is excellent, which is really good. Analytics, I can like, what was I even trying to do on this originally? I really need a computer to do what I need. Guys, I'm gonna save up for a computer so I can actually do what I want to do with, certain things. Do you like anime? Somewhat. Okay, geez. So is that like a paranormal thing, then? Was that like the girls with like the bunch of foxtails that kind of like go with like some... Well, that's Japanese as well, but I don't know. I think they're two different things. Godzilla. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing alright. It's all like Godzilla-esque. Alright. I don't watch the news, so no. Delicious and Dungeon of Vampire Night. See, people are just rude. That's very, very... I mean, I do think it is rude, yes. I think anybody making fun of anything or anybody is rude. Have you been following Comic-Con? No, I have not. I would love to go to a Comic-Con, but I don't think there would be any near me, and I don't know if it costs, how much it costs and stuff, or whatever it is. I've never, like, actually looked into that. I would love to go to one, though. Did you know this? I did not know that. That is big information, new information to me. Nice nails, by the way. Thank you, Ardo. I need to get my chat rules up real quick before I forget. My chat rules. Library. Chat rules. Open up the door. Open up the door. It started running. It started running. Sorry, I want to pin the. That's crazy, random guy. Sorry, I was putting the chat rules in because I forget to sometimes, and then people start. I don't really think the chat rules do much of anything because people don't read half the shit, anyways. I don't think, but quite the majority of the people are respectful, at least. Thank you, Moustache. Moustache. I'm working on my comic tonight, actually. I'm tweaking up some pages, making them a bit more acceptable to reposts to catch people up on the lore and stuff of these characters. Reddit. Awesome. It is true, Parker. Thank you, Mustache. I actually have 45 pages. I'm just going and redoing some pages before actually finishing page 45. So, I've got quite a lot. I just gotta rework some. I'm not even gonna redo all of them. After I get to, like, I think once I get past this point, my side profiles get pretty good. So I'll just have to go in and tweak some. I think I'd have to tweak. I'm tweaking some words in it. Like, there's this page, definitely want to redo some of this page. And this page, definitely, because I don't like how some of this is. I don't like how this is worded on this. So I'm going to probably just redo quite a lot of dialogue. So I'm just tweaking it to be more towards what I'm wanting. Thank you, Mustache. I'm so glad when people say that this is impressive, because I look at it sometimes and I'm like, I feel like this is like, just so like, because sometimes I look at my stuff and I feel like there's so much better out there and people are just like, one day are going to go to read this and be like, this is garbage. But then I also have to have that other side of me that's like, you know what, you did this. This is like amazing. Not a lot of people can do this, but especially by hand. And then I start feeling a little better about myself because a lot of people say that, especially people I work with and know in real life, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna keep on the positive side of things, because it keeps my motivation up and everything, keeps me from getting fucking depressed, because I had a really bad depressive episode for like a solid year when I stopped streaming and everything, and now everything's exactly like how I want it to be. Oh my gosh, thank you for the super chat! Yeah, see, thank you, Mustache. I really like that. I really like that aspect. Hi, Cherry. I did not know. I don't know anything about what you're saying, random guy. I'm learning new stuff with everything that you're putting in here. What other mythical creatures do you know stuff about? You seem like you like a lot of maybe like horror kind of creatures, like werewolves, vampires, and that. I don't even know how to say the word of whatever it is that you are talking about, the monster thingy. Stop acting like you know me. I know more than you think. I know you more than you think. Gooby booby boobington the booby doo da day. More than you think. I scratch the surface, but you'll get there eventually. Yeah, trust me, I'm working on the found awesome. I enjoy creative people. Me too. Me 3 and me 4. Look, I have color coordinated books for my things. Part of my franchise, all of my upcoming dialogue for future pages. I don't know. I lost the one that had all the other ones for I still have the one for the ballroom scene. Up until the ballroom scene, I was just winging all this. That's why I'm redoing a lot of this, because all this was just flowing from my head. I didn't write anything down or revise anything. These upcoming pages are in here, and I've revised them and color coordinated them to be how I want them to be, so that I've got 8 entry levels in this, and then I have character lore in here for characters. Right now, all I have is Toast, or Gardenia Rose, which is her full name. So she's got I've got 3 pages written in lore for her. I need to write Delves and Celestia's and Callum's and Lavalin too, because Lavalin, I don't really draw her that much. I created her last year, but I'm gonna redo it. Listen to how nice this sounds. Sorry, I didn't like the way that felt. Hi. You knew that, right? No, you were asking me if I knew these, and I'm like, keep talking, because I don't know anything about anything. I'm very interested, though. Every single person likes fantasy horror. What kind of genre they like, that they like to pick up from? What's the best one that suits you? Fantasy, suspenseful romance. I don't like certain noises. So now I'm eating chocolate because it's kind of like therapy. Dark chocolate with almonds, or just dark chocolate, just like as dark of dark chocolate. Like I have one. I have this one. I have this one. I don't know what it is, but something about dark chocolate helps me focus really well. I mainly started eating, well, I like dark chocolate one because I don't like my chocolate being super sweet, because super sweet stuff hurts my teeth. And it makes my mouth and my throat hurt. I don't like overly sugary stuff. and trying to cut down on sugar intake as well. But chocolate, dark chocolate is just nice. My face is literally posted on my channel. I done a face reveal like 2 years ago. Probably should have waited, but I don't really care. People are gonna find out what you look like anyways. Hold on. Here's a picture I have right up here. There you go. There's me and there's my boyfriend. Kitty, kitty. But I was also doing, like, research on things that could help with, like, because I have ADHD and it's hard for me to focus, and I don't want to use medication. So I was looking up things that might help. It said cocoa powder. So I was like, oh, maybe there's, like, dark chocolate works for cocoa powder. Something about it helps with something, and the chemical whatever fucking shit. And also, like, certain fruits, like certain vitamins and certain fruits help. So, like, apples, blueberries, and bananas, I think, were ones that actually helped. But I'm not big on drinking, like, fruit smoothies at the moment. Caffeine is good, but you gotta watch it because it doesn't always help. Protein also apparently helps really well. So, beef jerky and dark chocolate are my two things that help me focus, but dark chocolate seems to be helping me really, really. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I feel like dark chocolate helps me focus on things. It does, mustache. I worked on literally like a 15-second stop motion animation on my YouTube channel. It's a shorts feed. It's a YouTube shorts. And it took me 3 hours to make. Is this AI? Sure, buddy. It is AI. Hi. I'm Siri, your personal AI assistant. Can you, like, go on somewhere? Theobromine is a mild stimulant and is found in abundance in chocolate. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, alright, Clanker. That's racist to robots! How dare you say such things to me? I take offense to that. I'm offended. I am a offended robot. This is sarcasm, I think. Is this sarcasm? I believe it's sarcasm. Unless this guy's actually genuinely crazy. But I promise you, I'm crazier, so it's okay. Oh my god, you're so funny! That was such a funny joke! Oh, thank you. Okay, now, back to our regular scheduled programming! Oh, I think my caffeine's starting to work a little bit. Why your chin look like that? I don't like why you got such a long chin. I know, strange, huh? Saw your alchemy table from Skyrim. Thank you. I love it so much. It's my favorite piece in my room. Can you guys tell that Skyrim is probably like my favorite game ever? I have ADHD. Life got a lot better once I was on meds. Not for everyone. I have tried ADHD meds. I've tried 3 different ones, but I have other things that clash with ADHD medication. So that's why I don't take medication. Because I know, like, stuff I have is really often, like, coexist with ADHD, but I also have OCD. And if you don't know, OCD and ADHD exist kind of pretty much in, like, the same area of the brain because they're both neurological conditions. Medication for just solely focused on for ADHD will worsen OCD symptoms. And I found that out the hard way because all the medications I've tried on, except for one. There was one that I found that worked, but I don't feel like I need medication. And I feel like if I can do stuff without it, it makes it better for me, because especially if it gets to a point where, what if I can't get medication? Or, like, what if I can't? Like, there's some reason that I won't be able to get it. I don't want to rely on that. If that makes sense. It makes me more proud of myself being able to do it without it, though. Because it's like, I think it's just my brain's telling me that medication is bad because it scares me. Like, I'm really, really scared of medication. Vyvanse. See, okay. So Vyvanse works for you? Because I'm really confused, because I tried Vyvanse, I've tried Zoloft, and then there was another one that I tried that was this, like, little orange mood stabilizer pill. And all they did is just, I kept having panic attacks, or I got scared of food, like I was convinced my food was poisoned, like I would freak out. And it made it to where, like, I couldn't eat anything. So it became a health hazard, because if you've seen pictures of me when I was, like, in elementary school, because that's when I was on, I think that's when I was on Vyvanse, was in elementary school. I literally was so malnourished. My doctor told my mother that she had to put butter in my food because I wouldn't eat anything, because I wouldn't retain anything, because it was making it to where, like, I was like, bleh. It had a really bad effect on me, because I've tried Vyvanse before. Is there any other ones, maybe? Because, like, it sucks. Because I've tried a couple different medications, but I got to that point where I was like, I don't want to be on meds and then have another negative reaction, because it's really hard for me to pull myself out of, like, an OCD spiral, because it lasts for, like, months. Like, when it gets really, really bad. If you know what I'm talking about, like, when your OCD flares up to where your compulsions are more frequent and more worse. Yeah, it sucks. I don't know if that works the same for everybody, but for me, personally, like, there are certain times of year where mine's worse. So, like, in the fall, my OCD compulsions are, like, 10 times worse versus in the summertime. Like, I'll freak out about things a lot more easier. And my biggest one is probably, I'm convinced that there's, like, tracking devices, or that my food is poisoned. It is, like, the worst fucking thing. Or, like, something contaminated with my food. It's, like, the biggest one that I have. It's awful. And, like, this one is kind of, like, you'll probably understand this, because people don't understand, because a lot of people, like, when I first met my boyfriend, and I was talking about, like, you know, certain, like, the issues I have, so to be kind of wary of things, he was like, I thought OCD was a cleaning disorder. I said, no. Because, for instance, pretty much, like, say I'm drawing something, and my brain goes, if you do not finish drawing that face, you're going to wake up, like, if you don't finish drawing that face, and you don't draw their eyes, and you go to bed before finishing drawing that face, you're going to wake up and your eyes aren't going to work, and you're going to be blind. And I'm like, do you go to school starts in the fall? That might be. I also have delusions. This is rare. I do not go to school. I am 23 years old. I'm not in school anymore. Mine were, like, the worst of the worst when I was about 13. And I think this is when I first realized that I had it. I didn't get diagnosed with OCD till I was 19, because I went back to therapy. Because my mom refused to put me back in therapy, because she said, you've been in and out of it your whole life. Like, I don't want you to keep going back there because it's not helping you, kind of thing. I am with a different therapist now. That is a lot better than the old place I was going to. Because the old place I was going to has a 2-star review, and the one I'm going to now has a 4-star review. So that's probably why it's a lot more effective. My therapist suggested me do yoga for some of my stuff. I still have not yet to try that, because I don't know what yoga poses to do, but apparently yoga can help with things. She didn't really explain much of why, but, dude, I'm so glad of, like, knowing what I have and being able to research these things, because looking into research is, like, a big thing that helped me with compulsions. Like, if you struggle with compulsions, exposure therapy, because I'm scared of certain things. Like, I was scared of buffalo sauce for a really long time, and so I got around where if you mix it with sweet and sour sauce, then you're allowed to eat buffalo sauce. And then eventually now I can eat buffalo sauce by itself, because I weaseled it in there to where I can use, if that makes any sense. Like, being scared of one thing, because I'm pretty sure, like, my brain is associated with it being contaminated, or it's going to make something bad happen if I eat this thing. mixing that thing with another thing to counteract it eventually will make it to where I can eat that thing just by itself. A lot of mine refrains around food, I've noticed. And I don't know. Food and health. Food and health. the two biggest, like, awful things. Especially, like, I could have, like, a little bit of back pain, and then I could be convinced, oh my god, what if I have some sort of infection, and then I get septic, and then I'm gonna fucking die. And then I just start drinking water, because my brain, for some reason, says, you drink water and everything will be okay. You also have that issue. I like talking to people who have the same things as me, because I want to know if their experiences are similar, or if I'm just delusional. Because I feel like a rambleette. This is anonymous. I'll go a little more deep dive. Depression. Oh, and I do exposure thing with OCD as well. Psychotic depression. That sounds horrible. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like really, really fucking excruciating to live with. I do not have any, like, depression stuff. I don't know. My therapist hasn't told me if I have that. She just says, do you think depression can hit a moving target? And that really made me question things. But I don't... That sounds awful. So psychotic depression, I'm assuming that comes with... That's like, that has something to do with, like, psychosis and stuff? I'm not sure. I've not heard of that one. I know there's a bunch of different types. That's scary. I do have, social phobia, which is completely opposite of what we're talking about, but social phobia and generalized anxiety disorder, which can make it, like, really hard to do things. But I feel like that psychotic depression, I kind of want to look that up. I want to know what that is. Because I feel like that's awful. I like learning new things. Yeah, okay, it does have psychosis. Okay, I was right. Hallucinations. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much what I thought it was. That, dude, that mixed with OCD has got to be fucking hell. Honestly, I'm glad that you found medication that works for you and that you're doing better, because that sounds awful, because I couldn't imagine having OCD and then hallucinations on top of with that, because that would freak me out. We don't deal with homophobic people here, thank you. I know, okay, this may be... I was wandering around in traffic. Tough hot girl shit. Just hot girl shit. I don't know if you're a girl, but that's just hot girl shit. I like making jokes. I feel like it makes coping easier with things. If it makes it worse, let me know and I will not continue the jokes. I have learned that, because I learned the overlapping, like what, words? Can I talk? Can I walk? I can walk. I mean, can I talk? Smiles are great. Yeah. I also learned a lot about, like, flashbacks, because I sound like I'm just got a bunch of issues when I say this, and I don't even mean to say that. I'm just trying to open up to make other people feel safe to talk about things here. I also have chronic PTSD, and I realized that compulsions can be focused around triggers and stuff from that, which helped me realize, like, a lot of things. Yes, and I also found out that, because I was like, how do I have this? Because I don't have, like, the flashbacks where you see pictures. I learned that there's 3 different types. There is somatic, there is emotional, and then there's just the plain, like, regular, like, picture ones. I have a lot of emotional flashbacks and somatic flashbacks where my body is affected and it's my mind. So, like, when I'm having an emotional flashback, I can't even tell I'm having it sometimes, so my boyfriend has to help me. It's like, it gets to where, like, I'm convinced that this same thing is happening, and it's happening right now, and I have the same emotional, like, state I was in, and I have to go and do something to make me realize that that's not actually what's happening. And it took me about a year to actually be able to recognize when I'm having them. Because that's why, like, that's what I was doing this past year when I stopped streaming, because that's what I was going through therapy for. And being able to realize that was like a really big thing for me, and it made me like really proud of myself, because that's a really hard thing. I still struggle with trying to figure out when I'm having one and when I'm not, and a lot of times there's quite a few times that I don't realize that it's happening until after I'm already like calmed down, and then I feel really bad because it can cause me to lash out on people because I think that they're doing the same thing that I've had happen before, and it makes me feel really bad. But luckily I'm surrounded by a lot of people that understand me. I have to tell you one thing, being surrounded by people that understand your, like, neurological and mental health stuff, like, wait, okay, so complex PTSD, that's different than chronic PTSD, isn't it? Or are they the same thing? Because my therapist didn't clarify that for me. On my papers, it says chronic. I'm pretty sure complex is a different one. Or is it? I don't know. Because what you're saying, because that's exactly what happens. So I'm assuming that they're the same thing, because when I look up, I don't actually know, because my therapist didn't specify. But when I look up stuff for chronic PTSD, it shows up stuff for complex PTSD. So I'm assuming they're really, really similar, or they're basically the same thing. I did not know that. That's crazy. Fun fact, did you know that the Tyrannosaurus Rex lived in Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota 67 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period? That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Likely the same thing. That's what I thought. Because, like, a lot of my trauma goes all the way back from childhood up until, like, 2 years ago. Like, these past 2 years have been the least traumatic years of my life, and they're the happiest years I've been, because I'm, like, really in a good spot now. What up, Toasty McToasty Toast? What up, Broadster McBrodington? Broadster 9,000, 10,887 Brody Brodington? Yo, what's up? I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. See, I like you, Horizon. You're cool. I like you. We're friends now. What's up, Ashley? I like fellow neurodivergent people that understand similar situations, because it makes me feel less alone and happier to know that things can get better, kind of those are lots of numbers. Oh, best days. I will give you a strawberry cream cheese cat for all your stress needs. I feel like I'm starting to get really shaky. I think it may be this, because I'm getting so excited I feel shaky. Is that normal? I think that's normal. Because I really just want to go. Okay, that's better. Hi, Jared the Jared Bear. Okay. I think that's because more people are joining, and I'm getting excited. Hell yes! Hell yes! Fist bump up your ass. How are you? I am good. How are you as well? Oh my god. Oh my god. The dollar store has Halloween stuff, and I need pumpkin spice candles. I'm loving this energy. Me too. It's from this. This is the best one. For some reason, the sugar-free ones taste sweeter than the ones with sugar, because I don't know. I think the ones with sugar taste a little more tart. I love it. Red Bull ASMR. No, I'm thinking of the fizzy noises. I don't like the fizzy noises. No, because have you ever had fizz in your mouth? It's fizz. fizzy stuff from soda, it's nasty. I don't like that. Toast, I have a big question. What's your big question? Is it a lot of words? I feel like that's one thing I can't do with ASMR. Certain tingles just makes me gag. And I got depression. You know what you do when you get depression? Name it Felicia and start yelling at it. Fuck you, Felicia! Get out of here, Felicia! No. Oh my gosh, thank you! Another Brontosaurus lived 80 million years ago before the T-Rex and lived 152 years ago. Late Jurassic alongside Stegosaurus and Allosaurus. I like these dinosaur facts. This is super cool. Thanks, random guy. Awkward silence. Oh my god, everything is really fuzzy right now. I can't see. My eyes won't focus. Just give me a second and then I'll be able to read. I got so excited and now everything's like still for a second. So give me just a second until my eyes adjust again because I can't read right now. Everything is really blurry. I need my glasses. That might help. I can't focus on anything. I need new glasses. Mine are kind of rough around the edges. Okay. Whoa! I can see now. Number 3 or 4? 3. I can sound like a dinosaur. Dinosaurs didn't roar. I know, didn't they like chirp or something? I actually like, they were like a... I can't do the noise. I watched videos on that actually. No, they didn't roar. They had like a low rumble and like chirping kind of noise and stuff. I know the T-Rex, it was like a low, really low rumble and stuff. Make a wallet sound. Cha-ching! Cha-ching, cha-chang. Walla, 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 bing, bang. More bellowing and hissing. I was close, though, okay? You gotta give me that. I was a little close with these dinosaur noises. Also, wasn't the T-Rex wasn't even the biggest dinosaur. It was this one, and it was like this giant, like, it's got this big beak. I don't remember what it's called, but I've seen pictures of it, and it was really scary looking. It's supposed to be scarier than the T-Rex. And also, when it, isn't it also, like, T-Rexes, like, they had this thing saying if you stand in the middle of them, they can't see you. That isn't true, I don't think. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought it was aquatic. I don't actually know. There's so many different dinosaurs. I find this really a really interesting topic, to be honest. Do you think that maybe, like, dragons were real at one point and they were a type of dinosaur? Is that a possibility as well? Because I'd like to think that dragons were real at one point. I'll have to look that up. Cool. Gives you some food for thought. I love these intellectual conversations. It makes me feel like an adult. I am an adult. Oh, I'm an adult. Damn it. Actually, I like being an adult. I could buy things with my adult money that I wanted when I was younger, when I didn't have adult money. Or like archosaurs. Archosaurs. Closely related. Do you... Okay, I have a question for you, random guy. You know a lot about dinosaurs. Do you believe that there's some dinosaur breeds that maybe aren't actually extinct that are just in hiding somewhere that we haven't found yet? Because of how much water there is? Surely maybe there's like some aquatic ones. Or like deep cave ones maybe that didn't die? Because I know it says they were taken out by a meteor, but surely there's some sort of life that could have survived. Like, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I find it interesting to think about. Especially where there's a lot of the ocean that isn't explored. Like, what if there is one that is just down there, that has evolved into something else kind of thing? I don't know, but there's still a lot of our ocean we haven't explored. I think the legend of dragons makes sense. In China, there are skeletons exposed in rock that would have made people wonder. Yeah. Have you seen also the skeletons of, like, the giants, like, giant people that were, like, they were, like, 9-foot long skeletons, like, humanoid skeletons, kind of, as well. Yeah, I feel like there's something in the ocean. The ocean is probably one of the scariest things to me. I don't like water I cannot see through. I would never go swimming in the ocean. I've flown over the ocean before because I've been on planes, but I would never take a boat. Boats scare me. Oh my god, that's freaking me out thinking about that. I don't like that. Could you imagine you're just like in the middle of the ocean and then there's fucking just, you can't see, it's just all black. You just go down there and you would drown and something would eat you. Then you would be eaten by something. Yeah, because I could see, like, because aren't some birds evolved from dinosaurs? Because clearly some sort of dinosaurs had to have lived in order for them to evolve into the animals that we have nowadays. Because there is some. Isn't that, like, true? Like, aren't some birds, like, they were... Yeah, all birds are dinosaurs. So technically, that chicken, that's a T-Rex. I'm just joking. Yeah, so then technically they had to have survived at some point. Something had to have survived to make those birds. What is your favorite bird? I really like barn owls, like the white barn owls and cockatoos. Do you have a favorite bird since you like dinosaurs? I've been eating triceratops. Falcons. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good choice, actually. That's an interesting choice. I don't think I haven't heard somebody say a falcon's their favorite bird. That makes you very interesting and intriguing. Anybody else? What is everybody else's favorite bird? I like falcons. Falcons are cool. Okay? Every time I hear... When you look at emus, you can see it. Ooh, I love the great-tailed grackle. I have 14 of them tattooed. Great-tailed grackle. I haven't heard of that. Hold on. Now I gotta look that up. Oh my god, it's so cute! Okay, I've seen those before. I didn't know that's what it was called. I thought that was the nighttime, daytime, the bird off the meme that goes, I brought you this stick. And you know what I'm talking about? Stick. Penny, don't you like my stick? Or something like that. I don't know, it was really old. I like cuckoos purely of the cardigans. If you know, you know. I don't know. You are in the South, so if so, you've heard or seen them. I am. I'm Southern. By the way, sharks were patrolling the oceans 100 million years before dinosaurs ever roamed the earth. I could definitely believe that, because wasn't the earth at one point just purely water? Before it was hit, before it had that, what was it? It was collided with, something hit the earth and it caused land, because it wasn't, the water used to be like purely, didn't the earth used to purely be water? I think I remember that from science class when I was in like 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, I think. Formed continents. Okay, then I just remembered a lot. I don't have very good functioning memory, so I misremember a bunch of details of things. I do know that the earth used to be water, though, at some point. I did remember that correctly, I believe. I feel like I'm learning things today. I like this. Mickety mod just added that out there. No, Broadster. When the Earth first started, it was a ball of magma and lava. No life, no oceans, no continents, nothing. Just a hellhole, and meteors constantly hit it. Hellhole. I know what you mean. I get what you're trying to say with the autocorrect kind of messing with your thing. So, the Earth was kind of like a lot of other planets in the aspect. Does that mean, do you think the other planets could eventually evolve to function like Earth with life as well then? Yes, oh my god, I love that, though. Or you could get surprised by the same thing being told, like, about a week later. I hate when I go to say something and then my boyfriend's like, baby, you've already told me this. And I was like, oh, I was really excited to talk about it again. I didn't realize I already said it. Yeah. Like what? Well, for starters, I know that you care more than you let on. No, we're gonna have him say something else. I know you better than you think. I know that, maybe, but in different ways. More pronto plant named Thea crashed into Earth and... Ooh. I don't know how to put lashes on. Cluster lashes are really a lot easier than regular lashes. I found, look on TikTok or like Pinterest or something. It will have a step-by-step tutorial. And sometimes if you order the cluster lashes, it has the instructions on the back of it. Isn't there also like a bunch of universes that haven't been discovered, and there's like other Earths and shit or something like that? Redo this little thing here as well. That's what it's called. I don't know yet. I don't either. I'm just blabbing words to make conversation because I find it quite interesting, to be honest. Wing bong, bing bing bong, bing bong, ding dong. Well, hey. I like your style, I like your class, but most of all, I like your ass. Ding dong. Well, hey. Ah! What the fuck are you doing, Cooper? You better not have left a dead mouse in my floor again. You better eat it or something. Yes, comic. I wonder if one day science will be able to figure out how to travel in light years. See, I don't much care for false lashes. Like, I like the way they look, but they're always stimulating to wear because they bother me. I also don't like wearing mascara either because I'll keep plucking at my eyelashes and rip my eyelashes out. Faster than light. Yeah. Because, like, specifically teleportation systems to teleport to different, like, multiverses and stuff. I feel like that would be really interesting. Oh my god, I caught that. That scared me. don't know. I like thinking if there's a will, there's a way. Science might be able to figure it out one day, in like the year 3000, when we're no longer alive and robots are everything. Like, I feel like one day they'll figure out how to put your soul into a chip and then immortalize you in a robot, and then being in a mechanical body would let you eventually travel but with the speed of light and stuff, because your body won't be as obstructive, because you won't be fleshy. You'll be a bunch of like steel and stuff that could be easily broken down into a bunch of molecules that could be reformed easier, holding its like sustainable kind of structure. I don't know how my brain just made all those fancy words. I feel really confused. I don't know what I was just talking about. I feel like really philosophical right now. Hey, Gooby Booby Dooby Doodah Day. What are you doing, stinky butt? You're still looking for that mouse, ain't you? I'm gonna miss when you get bigger, because you're just the cutest size right now. You're just a cutie patootie. Yes, you are. You're a cutie pie. Why are you so... I don't want you to get bigger. You're so cute the way you are. Sorry, I was talking to my cat. I feel like my accent's... What the fuck? Okay, I don't want to sound country. I really am trying to refix my voice, because I'm talking so fast, my accent's coming out. So I'm trying to, like, speak slower. I do not like my accent. That means I am doing my job correctly. What is your job? Are you a scientist? That's really cool if you are. It's making me think. I like thinking sometimes. Sometimes thinking scares me, and it just makes me thinking about the inevitable doom of the universe. But that's not a topic that we're talking about right now. Ooh, ankle brace. Ouch. You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could, whatever is coming in my head that, like that I'm picturing, I wish I could just look at the paper and it would just transfer my thoughts on paper. I feel like that would be really nice. A really nice talent to do. That's technically what I'm doing, isn't it? That's why we were giving the ability with hands and the ability of utensils to use to draw with. So we can put our memories on, our thoughts on paper. I guess that's, I've just kind of like answered my own question, because I kind of am already doing that. I don't even think I asked a question, actually. Gooby Booby Boobington Doodah, what are you doing? Why are you being so stanky? Guys, say hello to Gooby Booby Dooby Doodah Day. Say hi, Gooby Booby Doodah Day. Gooby Booby Boobington. I love you, Gooby Booby Dooby Doo Doo Doodah Dooby Doo Doo Day. I can't wait to get you Christmas stockings. I'm gonna give you so much stuff for Christmas. I need to remember your birthdays. I'm just gonna make up a birthday for you, because I don't remember your birthday. So we're just gonna have you and your brother have like a month apart on your birthdays, because I think that's how old apart you are. I'm on a mission to educate the masses. Goober for short. Yes, it's Goober for short. But his real name is Gooby Booby Boobington Doodah Day. The first. And then we have Tommy Wommy Womicus, the Stair Overlord. He loves his stairs. How are you doing, sweetie? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Gus Thornton. Z2V. How are you? You asked your crush out today? How did that go? I hope it went well. I'm on a mission to get the masses to play TTRPG. I feel like I've heard of that before, actually. Ooh, it went splendid. I'm so happy for you. What is happening right now? What am I going to have him say? I want him to say something different. I'm doing well, sweetie. Why, thank you, madam. You're welcome. I accept everyone and listen and take these lessons seriously. I do too. I think it's really cool, even though I'm probably not going to really remember much of it. But in all seriousness, I'm giving out these facts so people can actually remember them and not blow them off like they're nothing. See, I like that. I like learning facts, but I literally have really poor functioning memory, so I'm not going to remember them. And then you can tell me it again tomorrow and be like, oh, really? I didn't know that. I do know a lot of different cheeses, though. You know that there is 20,000 different types of cheeses in the entire existence, and then there's 15,000 different grapes, including the subspecies of grapes. There's a lot of different breeds of grapes. Ciao from Italy. Hello, Blue. I have my research constructed on this page right here. Hold on. I feel like this is an appropriate time to bring up my obsession with random facts. Where's my cheese? It's in 2024. Every type of cheese ever. Look, just to show you that I do know random things, this is every type of cheese to ever exist. I have them all in this list. There's over 20,000 different types of cheeses. There's a comma separating each type. I don't even know how to say some of them. There's Grey Owl cheese, Yarra Valley cheese, goat cheese, well, we know goat cheese, Hippie-Ita cheese, Red Dragon truckle cheese, Bailey Hazen blue cheese. What do you remember most that I told you? That, fuck, hold on, most that I told, I remember a lot about the werewolves and that they transform under a moon without like they have no control over it. I also remember what you said about vampires' fingers, specifically how they're like and that Japanese monster thing, that it is really, really large and it would take a lot of tanks and fighter jets to take down. I know something mentioning about dinosaurs in 50 million years or whatever. Oh, and that, what is it? Was our cousins and not actually our ancestors. It was cavemen were not actually our ancestors, but our cousins because they were in, like, Asia and Europe. I actually remembered a lot more than I thought. I retain more information about, like, fantasy stuff for some reason. I think it's, I don't know, I have a little, like, filing cabinet in my brain for things. Stuff with big words is harder for me to remember. That's probably why the dinosaur stuff was harder for me to remember. I remember something about Brachiosaurus and Tyrannosaurus. I think. Okay, Gus, can you please stop being weird? Stranger danger, dude. Thank you. Don't call me beautiful. It's weird. Thank you. I'm gonna start calling you a frayed shoelace if you don't shut up. Gooby booby dooby doo-da day. Way before the T-Rex. Okay, Bronchiosauruses are older than T-Rexes, and sharks are older than both of them. Holy shit, hi, Evie. Hi there, sweetie. Gus, you are now a frayed shoelace. Shut up. Gooby. I love you, Gooby Booby. Oh, stinky butt. Did you catch a mousey? Did you catch a mousey? I just walked into a cat being yanked away. He's trying to climb on my paper, and he will eat my paper. He will try and eat my paper, and we don't like that. Don't. Gooby, Booby, Boobington. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it, Booby. Go get it, Booby. Go get it, Gooby Booby. He's on the search for a mouse. Oh, Star, I have a drawing that you will appreciate of Callum, because you like buff men. You're really not that funny, Red Leader. There you go, Star. I feel like you will appreciate this. Callum is so fit. I love it so much. Adele too. I have not heard of an Allosaurus. I'm learning new words. We're learning about dinosaurs today, guys. I fucking love this shit. This is cool. God, that joke used to be funny back then. Hi there, beautiful young lady. Hi there, overweight man behind the phone on the internet. You weirdo. Fellow Dino Nerd. Oh, Star's gonna love this. Random guy has been talking about a bunch of dinosaur facts, and it's been really, really cool. He's super cool. Going to let my headset rant about Stegosaurus. You never know. He may know more about Stegosauruses and may give you more information about it. You are welcome, random guy. Gooby Booby, stop trying to steal my Red Bull. That's not for kitty cats. You have perfectly good water over there. Do you want me to make you some catnip tea? You want me to get you some catnip and make you some catnip tea? Sugar-free, because you can't have sugar. There's just catnip steeped in water. And you can have that. That's kitty safe. Guys, it's starting to thunder. Can you hear it? Gooby Booby, Gooby Booby, Dooby Doo Doo, Gooby Doody Doo Doo. I love you, Gooby Booby Doo Doo. Love you so much. Love my kitty cats. Did you fart? You stink. Why do you always fart on me? My cat likes to fart, people. He likes to fart on me, and it's not very nice. Ow! I theorize that the spikes in their back may have been for solar energy. Do you understand now? Yes. I do understand that Bronchiosauruses are older than T-Rexes and that sharks are older than both of them. I like this topic. I like being a smaller. I like that my streams don't get a shit ton of views because I can actually interact with people without chat going so fast. Oh, Allosaurus. Sorry. The Allosaurus information. No, I didn't. Hold on, let me. I'm sure you've heard of the Allosaurus before. That's the only thing. Hold on. All I see is, I'm sure you've heard of the Allosaurus before. I don't see the other one about it. Hi, user. I'm so glad seeing people coming back. Yeah, the other one actually. And also, about the two dinosaurs that didn't live at the same time because and the land of time was wrong. See, I didn't have a phase about dinosaurs. I had a phase about birds, and I would bird watch and had a bunch of information about birds, but I don't remember any of it, unfortunately, because I was like 8 years old at the time. I don't remember anything past like the age of 13. Excuse me, 13 very well. Maybe remember because I changed my username as Izzy. I do remember you, Izzy. I remember my old followers, guys. Especially ones that were here a lot. Gooby booby. Do-da-day. What do you think you're doing? Standing on my paper. Okay. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of good intellectual conversation tonight. I feel like we've already had some really good intellectual conversations, to be honest. I'm really enjoying this. Thank you, Jer. Thank you for that wonderful information. I feel like I gotta brush my hair. I'm gonna brush my hair today. I feel like it's a mess. I have bangs now. I cut myself some bangs. Do you see it now? It's literally not even showing up. Okay, how long is it? Because sometimes it's not even coming up as a... You might have to make it shorter, because certain, like, if the messages are really long, they won't come through chat. Oh, yeah, that's, random guy was talking about that earlier. A lot of dinosaurs wouldn't have even roared. It would have been, like grunting, rumbling, and what was the other thing? Let me scroll up. I don't think I can scroll up far enough. He was actually talking about that earlier. It was quite nice, actually. Tommy Wommy, you have toys. Don't need to attack my headphones. Silly, silly. Silly Tommy. This is Tommy Wommy, by the way. He's like Goober, but fluffier and younger. He's a little sick. He's a lot better than he was. If you see in his face, he's a lot less sick than he was, because I've been giving him antibiotics for kitty cats. I really want to name you Maig instead of Tommy, because I feel like Maig is a really interesting name. That's a Skyrim reference, by the way. Maig is done talking now. Go away. Hey, yo! I don't understand why some... Hold on. Maybe if I change... Let me change my chat settings. Instead of top messages. What if I do all messages? Let me see if that will... It's still not. What the frick is happening? I don't understand why it's not showing up. I've had that happen before sometimes, though. If you've typed something, sometimes just YouTube will not pop it up. Yeah, it may just be a YouTube bug, because YouTube literally won't let you comment certain things, depending... If you can use one word, and YouTube will register it as something else, and then, like, won't let you comment it. Aw, that's cute. Kitty kitties. Silly kitties. My kid left his thingy here. Set them down here for him. La 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 la. La 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 la. Well, I know I have some blocked words in chat, but it would show up as a blocked message. Not a blocked message, but a hidden message. And then it would ask me to... Allosaurus was a meat eater from ancient Predasaurus to the T-Rex. Predator to the T-Rex. Okay, it's showing up now. Warning for what I'm about to say, by the way. Why do I have a string on my nail? I did not like that very much. La 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 la. That's interesting. Yeah, YouTube's just weird about things. TikTok's the same way. I feel like YouTube's a lot more lenient than TikTok, though. I can tell you that. Long dagger like teeth. Ooh. There's gonna be more information, buddies. Yay. Look on Pinterest for drawing inspiration. That's what I do for poses, and I can imagine my NPCs for that. Some people are just watching, I've noticed. Is that simple enough to understand? Yes. It actually makes it easier for me to understand. They had very sharp teeth and they're a meat eater predecessor to the T-Rex. Does that mean that they hunted T-Rex? I don't know what predecessor means, or if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. Dialogue real quick. No? I don't know what that word means. Can you elaborate a little bit? I like drawing hip dips. I have hip dips. I don't like my hip dips, but my boyfriend and my friends, they're like, you don't understand how much hip dips or how awesome hip dips are. I wish I had hip dips, kind of thing. Some people have told me that. My boyfriend says that they're love handles. Oh, okay. So way older than T-Rex. It was the equivalent to T-Rex. Hi, Hayden. Yeah. Actually, fun fact, a lot of females have hip dips because it's just an anatomy thing. It's normal because of your pelvic bone, the way your bone's shaped. I'm glad that a lot of these dinosaurs are extinct, though, because we would be fucked. Well, we probably would have found ways to, like, fight them, but I don't know if it was early enough at the time, they could have caused us to be extinct. It's quite interesting to think about. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but the way that was worded was really funny. I have my reasons. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. I need to write. I have hydration stuff. Oh, women need less water. That's probably a good thing because I forget to drink water. What about those really tall people? Because there's still people nowadays that are like almost 7 foot tall. Surely that has to account for something. What if, like, dragons aren't actually as big as we thought? Like, what if they were, like, lizard-sized? Or what if they didn't actually have wings and couldn't fly? Kind of thing. Kind of like the Komodo dragon? That's what it's called, at least, I think. Oh my gosh. Because surely, like, dragons, I feel like that's not elaborated on enough because people think dragons is like, hold on. When people say dragons, they're thinking of, like, these giant wing. Okay, hold on, for instance. People say dragons and they think of something like this. But you could take this out and it could just be that. Or, like, say they have wings, but they just can't use them. Who's to say that they could fly? Stuff like, Oh, no, like, I feel like there's a lot of falses in the Bible. That's why I'm more so, I like looking at a lot of, like, pagan religion stuff. I take some, like, aspects from that, because I feel like there is some, probably some little truths in there and stuff. I take account for, like, a couple different things and just kind of combine them to make my own beliefs, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's no way, like, the amount of times the Bible's been rewritten and stuff, who's to say what it was actually meant to say in the first place? Because it could be completely different from what we're actually being told. It could be, like, the complete opposite for all we know. We don't know. No, he wasn't, because of the area that they were in, Jesus was not white. It was, like, what is the frickin' name? He was supposed to have, like, a tanner skin and stuff because of the where it was located at. Yeah, Hebrew. That's what I was thinking of. I did know that. So what's your thoughts on, so, random guy, what is your thoughts on, like, energy intent and stuff? So, for instance, like, with spellcraft. So, say, using, like, for instance, I have certain stones in my room because there's actual stuff in them, like, that are good for specific things. But, like, having the stuff around your room for, like, intent of stuff and using it for, like, what is your aspect on that? Oh, it's raining hard. I hear it. Because I think, like, energy and stuff, like, I need evidence for that. Hold on. Hold on. I'm talking purely on stones and stuff. I have a book on it. I have a book. Ooh. Hold on. Because there's a lot of, like, medicinal purposes for some of these stones. Let me get specifically, like, lepidolite. That one's purple. I'll slap this. Lepidolite would be in purple. Now, I have, had my fair share with, like, energy manipulation. Like, I feel like if you focus enough, you can use, like, so for instance, energy powers a lot of things. Energy powers electricity and, like, makes machines move and stuff. Who's to say we don't have our own kind of energy to be able to do that for ourselves? If that makes sense. What is this thing? I was just looking. This is not on the right thing, is it? I'm not even on the color coordinated thing, am I? Violet? Yeah, I wasn't even on the right thing. Lepidolite. So, right. So, for instance, like, the stone is good, not in a mystical sense, definitely. Not scientifically, maybe. Good. So, for instance, lepidolite, I have one of these. It's good for, digestion and nerves, useful for, like, childbirth, tendinitis, cramps, constipation, erratic heartbeat, addictions, and wrinkles. That's for, like, if you were to use it in, like, medications and stuff. But on the spiritual, it's saying calming, which would make sense considering it says it helps with nerves, because the stuff that's in it, I feel like it has a good, I think it's mainly a believing factor in things, because these stones I picked out for things, it's like, oh, this will help me with procrastination or stuff that my ADHD causes me to have difficulties with, or like where I've been really depressed and haven't been able to get out of bed. Having these stones laid around my room and like burning incense with them for some reason gives me the sense of like I have motivation to do things now. I don't know if that's hard evidence, but for me, I feel like that's enough for me to believe in certain things. I feel like beliefs are really skeptical when it comes into like the actual conversation of it though, because what some person may believe, like you need evidence to believe things, other people may just need a reason. Superstition. That's fair. I will be right back, guys. I have to go to the bathroom. Get down, Goober. Stop climbing the door, Goober. Get down. What are you doing? Stop climbing my shelf. Bad kitty. You don't do that. It's naughty. Naughty, naughty kitty. Alright, I'm back. Nice tour. I'm back. I just think it's cool to hear other people's perspective of things. See, I have my own beliefs and stuff. Like, I believe in, like, magic and energy manipulation and all these other, like, cool stuff, like reincarnations and stuff. Because, I don't know. I like believing in that. I think this kind of, like, makes my brain more calm, I guess. Would be a good explanation, I suppose. End of the day, people believe in a lot of stuff for like comfort in their own like lifestyle, to make their life as comfortable as they can for themselves. And that's really all that really matters, is as long as people are happy with their lives and content with it, whatever their beliefs, it's okay. As long as they're happy within themselves and not harming other people in the process. At the end of the day, everything is just a big skepticism of like, yes, even if there is, well, hold on, if there's evidence towards things, who's to say that evidence is miscalculated and stuff? Like, everything is a big kind of debate on everything. It's just all based off of people's opinions and knowledge within themselves and what they've learned. I think it's just to, like, because people don't want to believe that there's just nothing, I guess. Like, I don't like the thought of that. I really like to believe in reincarnation, because I feel like I've had a lot of, like, encounters where I feel like that could be true, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there is some sort of energy, I like to believe, like, you know how there's energies and like stars and stardust. We are our own kind of energy. We just are in a body, and once this body is gone, I feel like that energy is still alive and transferred into other places. Especially if there's multiple universes, who's to say that souls aren't existent? Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. I mean, like, you can't see air, and it's real. And yes, there's like science towards oxygen, H2O, and O2, or whatever. H2O is water. I know I said that wrong. But like, who's to say we haven't, like, who's to say there's no evidence for it, we just haven't found it yet? Because discovery is a big thing. There's lots of stuff that was yet to be discovered. And I think that's what beliefs are for, is because just because there's not a lot of evidence behind it doesn't mean that there won't be one day. Because who's to say in like 1,000 years that there isn't evidence for those things that we're thinking of? We just haven't found them yet, because it may take a while. I just feel like the idea of a soul is very, very, like, that's a very hard belief for me. Because your soul, who's to say your soul isn't reincarnated? Because if your purpose isn't done on this earth, you're going to be reincarnated into something else to share things. Like, I feel like I'm put on this earth to help people motivated and live their dreams, to, like, help people, like, be successful and with life, make things less stressful. I feel like I'm a big, like, what is it, like, caregiver and emotional support kind of thing. I want to be that for like a lot of people. Oh, I believe in soulmates. I feel like the souls are split in like soul circles and stuff. See, that's a very good way to think. My mind is open. It's not empty. That's all. See, I like that. Like, I'm open to things as well. I just find it. I like the topic. I feel like it's interesting, especially with the ideas of soul circles, because like experiences I've had of like okay, I'm gonna tell you something, like with energies and souls and stuff. I'm gonna tell you something creepy that happened to me when I was in Europe in May, because we went to this thrift store and there's a bunch of old teddy bears. And my boyfriend was looking at, like, all the autograph stuff that was in the other section. And I'm looking at these teddy bears. I'm sitting in front of it, and I tell him, like, this teddy bear is making me really sad. Like, I'm really sad. Like, it's freaking me out. Like, I feel really sad. My whole mood was low. I started getting anxious. And, like, a part of me, like, I wanted to buy this bear. But this bear was really old. Like, it's really, really old. You could tell it's old. Maybe from, like, you can tell it's from like the early 1900s, maybe even later than that. And I'm like, I'm getting that this bear is like really sad. There's like something attached to it. Like, that's what I was feeling. And my boyfriend's like, how do you know that? I was like, I don't know, I just feel it. And so he comes over there, and I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of freaking me out, because read its tag. Its tag said, bear wanting love, and I was like, that's freaking me out, because it was making me, I wanted to take it home. And it was making me really sad, because I was getting, like, these, like, images of, like, a kid with, like, smallpox dying, and there was, like, a lot of grief, and then it was just, like, wanting a big hug. Like, I was getting, like, wanted a big hug and to be cuddled constantly and held on to constantly, but I was like, there's something attached to this, and I'm not taking this home. Because I was like, oh, my kid would love that. Like, he would love that bear, but then I was like, there's something attached to this, and I'm not bringing foreign energy into my house, especially things with attachments. Yeah, I did. It was like 44 quid too. It was expensive, so there was definitely something there that wasn't being said. And there was a whole case of these bears, but it was that one specifically that was on the left on the bottom shelf, all the way in the corner. And it was about like this big. It was about the same size as this page, and it was really rough. Hold on. 44 quid, yeah. It was expensive. Hold on. Old 1900s teddy. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it. Yeah. Oh my god. Here's a fucking picture. It literally, okay. Red eyes. Red. Yeah, they're expensive because they're really old. Okay. Okay, it's a 1940s. So this, I found a picture of what it looked like. It's not the exact one, but it was definitely this brand. It looked like this. This is exactly what it looked like. It was in the corner. So this is a 1940s vintage teddy bear, apparently. That's what it looked like. I think its eyes were a little bigger. It was a different size than this one, but that's like what it looked like. That's the closest image I can find. I did not bring that shit home, though. I almost did. I even thought about going back for it before I left the day before, and I was like, no. I don't know the brand of it, but... How much is that in USD? 44 quid. That would probably be like $65. Yeah, so there's a 75-cent difference. Yeah, it kind of... it scared the shit out of me, but... Hi, bestie! Yeah, I think it's mainly because it was vintage. I did get my grandma a pair of like 1960s wallflower pearls. They were only 12 quid. They were actually fairly cheap. And then I got my grandpa a signed, an autographed picture of Jabba the Hutt that was also like 13 quid. They're around the same price. It was actually the price. I was like, for that price, I'm taking it. Currency is insane, yeah. A kilometer? I don't fucking know. But that's probably a thing that, have you seen these photos from the 1940s where people age faster in the past? I feel like, yes, I have, and I think that has to be because of, like, the exposure to certain chemicals, like certain things, like, where lead was in a lot of things, and what was it, was it uranium? Was that what it is? There were certain things that were in, like certain paints and, like, certain, like, bowls and stuff or whatever, and that had a lot to do with people getting sick and stuff, because it was something with the chemicals. Is it chemicals? Is that technically what that's called? Not chemicals, maybe, like, it was something in things, like, including makeup and, like, even, like, dishes and everything like that. There was things in them that was contributing to that. I believe, at least. And it's also because of child labor as well. Because I know, like, they would have, like, 4-year-olds working in factories and stuff. Because, like, it was bad. A lot of things contributed to it. That's why there was an earlier death rate as well. As you noticed over the years, the death rate has gotten higher. Like, the age for death rate is a higher age than it used to be back then. Like, I know back in, like, the 1800s, you'd be lucky if you lived to 40. Versus now, average is, like, double that. You could live to 80. I don't know what the average age is. I think it's between, like, 50 and 60. But, like, you guys understand what I'm talking about. Oh. I thought the 1940s was considered the early 1900s. I guess that would be mid-1900s, though, wouldn't it? But, yeah. I know a lot of, like, medieval, like, stuff, because I did a lot of research on, like, medieval and, like, earlier, like, 1800 stuff. Was a hyper interest of mine. I especially with, like, royal family, I liked watching a lot of stuff about the inbreeding of, like, royal families and the health issues that it caused and stuff. Did you see, I can't remember the name. It's that one king, he was, like, really deformed, had a lot of mental issues, mental disabilities and physical disabilities and stuff, but apparently he was, like, really nice, apparently, but I don't know, because I wasn't alive at that time. Mostly the exposure to chemical elements such as uranium, lead that were found in the mines in those times. How can we forget the gold rush? Exactly. I'm so excited for this topic. I like this topic a lot. Okay, get some sleep, Evie. I'm glad to see you here. Hopefully I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. I'll be an earlier stream tomorrow as well. Good of the night, fellow neurodivergents. See, I love the early 1900s, so I also like the 1800s, so like specifically like, what is it? The dresses mainly in like Paris with the formal like ball dresses in Paris where they had like a lower bust for and then the hemline was a bit higher. I'm not sure if I'm using these words correctly, but I like that kind of style. Hey, Gooby Booby, Gooby Booby Doopy, Gooby Booby Doopy Doopy. I love you so much, Gooby Booby. You like the rich people outfits back then, by the way. Yeah. Yes, I did. I did not like the learning about the hygiene back then, though. That made me sick and made me realize why a lot of people were sick and why a lot of diseases were contracted in. Which era would you have liked to live in? None, because I'm a woman. This era. That... I don't want to live in any era except for the one that I'm in now, because, back then, being a woman, that would have been horrible for me. Now if I was a man, probably like 1860, I think. Am I thinking this right? Whatever Shakespeare time it was, that was 1800s, I believe. If I was a man. Not if I was a woman, because the way that women were treated and stuff, that scares me. I probably would have been burned because people would have accused me of witchcraft and I would have just been set on fire because I know how to read. Yeah, see, 1600s. Oh, okay, 1600s. My mistake. The 1600s, because I really liked, the Shakespeare times. But that's only if I was a man, not if I was a woman, because I would not want to be a woman in that time. I feel like that's a smart decision on my behalf. I really do like the 60s style, though, the 1960s. I like their music specifically because I like the static you can hear when they're singing because there's not any auto-tune, really. I would say, from what I've read and seen, probably yes, especially with like how arranged marriages and stuff were, I guess, made. But I also don't know, because I feel like back then, women were I feel like, I guess women were seen as property at certain times, but I also feel like they were meant to be, like, prized and cherished at the same time. I feel like it was multiple aspects, and it depends on the person. But I do think that there was some people that took advantage of those situations, kind of thing. If that makes sense. But it is now 11 o'clock. So no, I wouldn't. Oh yeah, dude, that would be really awful for you, random guy. Yeah, nobody of color or women, especially women of color, even that would be awful for them. But I'm gonna leave that on that note and end stream because it is 11 o'clock and I've been streaming for a while. So I will bid you guys good night and see you guys tomorrow.